Framework for the preparation and presentation of financial statements. This particular framework has been issued by the Accounting Standard Board, and it is very important to read and understand this framework because it will give various concepts that underlie the preparation and presentation of financial statements, and this concepts helps the users. Users may be investors, creditors, employees, government agencies, lenders, or in the public in general. What is actually the purpose of this particular framework? Like we said, it helps the external users, not only external, it helps the internal users also, the person who is preparing the financial statements. In what way it helps the person preparing the financial statements is what are the accounting standards to be followed, what are the various accounting concepts to be followed, and what are the aspects to be kept in mind while preparing and presenting the financial statements. And also it gives where there are no accounting standards, how the same situation has to be dealt while preparing the and presenting the financial statements. Coming to assisting the Accounting Standard Board, it also helps the Accounting Standard Board itself in reviewing its existing accounting standards and in developing future accounting standards. So this particular framework also helps the Accounting Standard Board, how the present accounting standards have been used and how it can be improved, and also how new accounting standards have to be developed. And it helps the auditors in forming an opinion whether all the accounting standards have been followed by the organization or not. And it also assists the users of financial statements, like we said, say for example lenders or investors, whether the company is properly following all the accounting standards or not. It can be understood by going through this framework and referring to the financial statements. Next, coming to assisting those who are in Accounting Standard Board with information about its approach to the formation of accounting standards. So what will happen if there are two procedures laid down under two standards? There will be conflicts, which one has to be followed. Most of the cases they are minimizing that particular conflicts, and so this helps the accounting standard while forming the new accounting standards. So it helps the Accounting Standard Board how to reduce the conflicts while developing new accounting standards as well. And please note that this is not an accounting standard. It is not explaining or providing any procedure to be followed. It only says on the concepts on which the financial statements have to be prepared and are prepared and presented. Okay, so there is no procedure laid down under this framework. Okay, and coming to conflict between the framework and accounting standard. So if there is any conflict between framework and accounting standard prevails over this framework. This is only to explain users how the financial statements are usually prepared and presented. Okay, now the framework will be revised from time to time depending upon the new accounting standards or revision of the existing accounting standards. Accordingly, this framework is also being changed from time to time. And let us see what exactly this framework covers. This framework deals with the objective of financial statements. What is the objective of the financial statements which are under review? The qualitative characteristics that determine the usefulness of the information provided in the financial statements. See, qualitative characteristics means this materiality, prudence, whether the particular qualitative characteristics have been followed while preparing the financial statements or not. It says how it has to be reviewed. And definition, recognition and measurement of the elements from which financial statements are constructed. How the financial statements are prepared and what are the various measurements have been taken, how the income has been recognized, how the expenses have been dealt with, whether the future income is also considered in the current year financials, or whether the expected loss is not covered under the current financials. All these aspects are how it has to be presented while preparing the financial statements has been explained under this particular framework, and what are the concepts of capital and capital maintenance, how the capital expenditure and all has to be dealt with has been covered under this particular framework. This is a very detailed framework. Whatever I have told right now is the gist of the framework, and these particular aspects have been covered in detail. Please go through, and this is very important for person who is preparing and presenting the financials. Okay, please, this is the framework of for the preparation and presentation of financial statements. Thank you.